Hello everyone, welcome back to the series, When the Crown Falls. Episode 10, He's Going to Kill Me. She's not going anywhere. I'm going to tell her she needs to go to the hospital, and when you get her in the car, do what you must. But I don't want her back in this house. The guard's stomach dropped. Another pause. 2 hours is too long. Get here in less than an hour. You know I'll pay you. Then, laughter. Light, casual. Time for a new start, you know. The words echoed in the guard's mind like a warning bell. Whatever Marcus had planned for Julia wasn't going to end well for her. Back in the room, she sighed as she tried to wrap her head around what Martin had just told her. Would he really try to kill her? Then it hit her, hard and unforgiving. Of course he would. Her mind flashed back to the store. His hand locked around her neck, the pure hatred burning in his eyes. The way he had tossed her aside like a rag doll. The way, less than an hour ago, he had tortured her again. Without restraint, without remorse. In all her years with him, it had never been this bad. And it was because of her. Because of Melanie. The truth settled heavily in her chest. Yes, he could give the order. And he wouldn't lose a second of sleep over it. Even now, with those thoughts racing through her mind, she couldn't bring herself to look in the mirror, to truly face the damage he had done to her. Her mind drifted to the many times he had physically abused her. The days she spent confined to her room, waiting for the bruises to fade. The way he scoffed when he finally saw her again, mocking her, telling her to stay away until she looked like the woman he married. She lifted her hand to her face, already feeling the swelling beneath her fingers, and something inside her finally gave way. Slowly and painfully, she realized that her entire life meant nothing to him. Now she was being told that she had to leave. But where was she supposed to go? She hugged the pillow to her chest, buried her face in it, and cried. 20 years. 20 years it took her this long to understand. But she knew the truth. She was in denial, living in delusion. The truth was, she had no value to him. Easily discarded, easily replaced by the next woman he deemed worthy of being his wife. The scene tore at Martin's soul. To witness the realization settle over her, that 2 decades of loyalty, commitment, and sacrifice meant nothing. That it could all be thrown away without a second thought. He swallowed hard. I wish you hadn't told me. Martin opened his mouth, but no words came. He simply stood there, helpless. I'm sorry, Martin. Don't mind me. She sighed, shaking her head. But thank you. Thank you for telling me. She pushed herself up from the bed and slowly hopped to the middle of the room, fighting through the pain as tears streamed freely down her face. I meant nothing to him, she whispered. And all these years, I fooled myself into believing I did. Her gaze drifted around the room. Not the master bedroom. That space belonged to Marcus alone. You entered only when summoned. She almost laughed, though her face ached from swelling. Anetta, she whispered. This must have been how it happened to her. One moment Anetta had been there. Probably stood exactly where Julia stood now. Crying, begging, pleading not to be discarded as she was pushed out of Marcus's life like a mistake that needed correcting. And then, nothing. No goodbye, no scandal, no body, just absence. And that absence had suited Julia just fine back then, because she had been ushered in as the new queen of the hill, wife of a millionaire, wife of the pillow of the town, the formidable businessman, Marcus Cooper. She had never asked what happened to her, never dared to. It was easier to pretend Anetta had simply vanished on her own, But terror has a way of sharpening the truth. Anetta hadn't disappeared. She had been silenced. And in that suffocating realization, her blood ran cold. She wasn't being punished. She was being replaced, then erased. Her heart sank as she finally understood what Anetta must have felt in her final hours. The helplessness, the dread, the certainty that no one was coming. And now, she was the one marked for death, in a town where no one asked questions, where the police were bought and paid for, where silence was survival, and crossing Marcus was a death sentence. She never, in a million years, thought it would happen to her. "Come, Miss Julia, you have to go," Martin urged, urgency etched into every word. "How much time do I have?" "Less than an hour," Martin said, lowering his head. She let out a sad, hollow laugh. "I guess I should have known this was coming." "Can you walk?" Martin was anxious as he kept taking glances down the hall. "I guess I have to if I want to stay alive, right?" She packed a duffel bag with things she might need, then hobbled to the bathroom to get dressed as fast as her body would allow. "Think I'm ready," she said as she returned to the room, dressed in loose-fitting black pants and long-sleeved top with a scarf around her neck. She wore a baseball cap and shades to hide away as much pain as it could. She looked at the security guard and she wondered why he was helping her. For the first time in all these years, she truly saw him. "What's your name?" she asked. "Martin," he said. "Just call me Julia," she replied softly, and he nodded. "Is there anyone you can call?" Martin asked. The sad reality hit her like a wave. She rummaged through her mind, searching, hoping for someone who might come to her aid. But there was no one she could think of who would risk coming for her. Her car? Locked in the garage? Marcus? Downstairs waiting for someone. Waiting for the person who would finish what he had started. The saddest part? She knew exactly who that person was. Funny, she thought. How can someone act so friendly, be at your beck and call? But the moment an order is given, all of that shifts. Suddenly, you're not someone to serve. You're someone to erase. Julia closed her eyes, accepting the weight of it. There was only one person in her phone she could call, who might just be willing to help. Alice, from the cafe. Every bone in her body ached, but she already knew what would happen if Marcus came back. Martin reached out, steadying her as she staggered to sit on the edge of the bed. She grabbed the phone from the side table and, with trembling fingers, dialed the one number she hoped would answer. Alice picked up. "Julia, why are you calling me?" Her voice was sharp with confusion. This woman had never called her before. Suspicion flickered instantly. "I need your help," Julia blurted, urgency breaking through the pain. "I need to get out of town, now. I need help getting off this hill." "I don't understand," Alice replied. "Why can't you just drive?" I can't." Julia's voice cracked. There was a beat of silence. Then quietly, "He's going to kill me." The words hung in the air like cold metal. Saying it made it real. The fear surged like a rising tide. "What?" Alice's tone faltered. "Wait, why would you call me?" Julia could feel her hesitation. She knew Alice was thinking back to earlier that day, how Julia had stormed into the boutique with that same fire that always burned bridges. How she had begged her not to go as if she could foresee this end. "Please, Alice," she whispered. "All I'm asking is for you to meet me by the ball field. I'll make my way there. Just drive me to the next town. That's it." There was silence on the other end. "I have no one else. And if I don't leave now, he's going to kill me." Julia cried quietly, realizing how true those words were. Alice was flabbergasted. She had just settled in to watch her favorite show when everything was suddenly put on hold to rescue the most hated woman in town. This was certainly not on her bingo card, but the thought that Julia could actually be killed weighed heavily on her heart. And even knowing she'd be putting herself at risk, she sighed and resigned herself. "All right," she said quietly. "I'll be there in an hour." Julia exhaled, releasing a breath she hadn't realized she was holding. "Thank you, Alice. Thank you so much." She hung up the phone, her hands shaking as she reached for her handbag. Every movement was slow, deliberate, painful. She checked her bag again. Everything she needed was there, yet she felt like something was missing. She glanced around the room, uncertain if she'd ever see it again. Meanwhile, Martin peeked cautiously into the hallway before slipping back inside. "It's clear," he whispered. "Let's go." Julia paused. She drew in a slow, steady breath, almost like a quiet goodbye, when something caught her eye. She crossed the room and carefully pulled a shoe-sized box from the wall unit. "Miss Julia, we don't have a lot of time," Martin urged, agitation creeping into his voice. "We need to move." "Just 1 minute, Martin," she murmured, her voice distant, reverent, as if she'd stumbled upon buried treasure. She lifted the lid and glanced inside. Everything she'd hidden away was still there. Julia exhaled, relief washing over her. "This might come in handy one day," she said softly, clutching the box to her chest. To think she almost left it behind. This could be her insurance, a way back in, a way to build her revenge against Marcus. Why should she care about someone who ordered her death? In that moment, something inside her started to grow. A sensation she had never fully felt. Hate. She hated him. And if by any chance she got off this hill alive, she was going to do everything she could to bring Marcus to his knees. She wasn't sure how, but she was going to find a way. She vowed in her heart as she took one last glance around the room. She had made her place of peace for 20 years. She straightened, her resolve settling in. "Okay, I'm ready. Let's go." Thank you for joining me, my story lovies. Remember, every voice matters, and every story has power. If you love good drama and Caribbean stories, don't just watch. Join the family. Hit subscribe. Thanks again for watching, and stay tuned for the next intriguing episode of When the Crown Falls.